If you've ever heard the B-52 song Love Shack, or seen the video, if you're familiar with the song, there's a part in it where I think it's Cindy, yells, "Tin roof rusted." Here's your tin roof rusted. The song is Love Shack, based on the old juke joint shacks that were used by African Americans in the late 19th to early 20th century as a place, basically as a club, nightclub, hangout, because of course Jim Crow laws and segregation back in that era. They had to have their own places to hang out and to party, and this is the kind of place that the blues musicians got their start. Now this that I'm looking at right now was once an old sharecropper home that over years and years and years has had various attachments made to it to make it larger. As you can see, it still has the old-fashioned outhouse in the back. This is in the middle of basically a cornfield. So the way these juke joints got started, this is an old sharecropper's home. It's probably about 100 years old, built in the 1920s. So it's probably at least 100 years old. And after a while, some of the sharecroppers started to turn their homes into juke joints. And as I said, the juke joints were places where thousands and thousands of African Americans over the decades would come to party, hang out, and this is how the blues developed in Mississippi. So currently, right now, I am in Bolivar County, Mississippi, in the middle of nowhere. This particular juke joint was known nationwide, if not worldwide. It's called Po Monkeys. So I know at least up until the 1990s, Love Shack was released by the B-52s in 1989. I know at least until the 1990s, I remember hearing about this place, that there were still people coming here as late as the 1990s. I don't know what this poster says. Maybe this is the very last poster that was hanging up for the very last blues players that played here. It's still covered in Christmas lights. The door is busted in. Looks like there's been some vandalism. You can see an old speaker, subwoofer here. There really isn't much else I can see without going further into the building. It's completely covered in wasps. There's probably thousands of wasps, dirt daubers. So I'm going to back up so I don't get stung. But this is a juke joint, and always had the tin roof on it. These, again, for about 100 years, were the places where African Americans would come hang out and have parties, communal get-togethers for just about everything you can think of. It was their own places since they were isolated and cast out of most of the world because of segregation. The whites had their own places. The African Americans started to turn their sharecropper homes into these juke joints. And again, like I said, this is one of the most famous ones in the whole, probably world. You can see it's a complete disrepair. This is sad. I wasn't sure if it was still operating, but I at least thought that it had been preserved better than this. Because I know in the 1990s, there were people from other parts of the country that were coming here, and there was still blues music being played here. Robert Johnson played here. Many famous people, many famous blues musicians played here. Now it's a very insect infested. Just a shell of a, it's actually is a shack. I can imagine all the partying and all the fun that used to go on here. And there's like some kind of shrine here. It looks like the locals, I guess, or people that just come to visit. They put their beer bottles, their beer cans in this shrine that they have built for it. So, oh look, I didn't even really recognize what he was at first, you see? He's a monkey. There's Po Monkey. Po Monkey hanging there. Po Monkey's been there a long time. Po Monkey's, not only is he's tin roof rusting, he looks like he's about to fall apart. He's got a mold growing on him. So it's like this is a memorial for all the memories, all the love, all the fun that happened here at Po Monkey's. Again, this is in Bolivar County, Mississippi, which in the 1920s, which is when this would have been a real happening place, where there have been blues musicians playing here probably every single night. In the 1920s, Bolivar County, Mississippi was the most populated county in all of Mississippi when this was a real relevant juke joint. And these juke joints were all around Mississippi, Alabama, especially in the areas where former slaves lived, which turned sharecroppers after the Civil War during Reconstruction. Just trying to get I don't know if there are more wasps. What you're seeing now are dragonflies. Thousands of dragonflies, thousands of wasps. It's like something off the apocalypse here. So there it is. The Love Shack, reference to an old juke joint that the B-52s were familiar with in Georgia. There's the tin roof rusted.